so I've had some feedback from our customers and students that receiving trend boards can be kind of daunting and overwhelming. So today I was thinking that we could go through how we pull out print ideas and create our own stories and just see how many prints that we can get from these totally gorgeous trend boards. I've got the Hyperflower trend board. And just looking overall, I can see that there's kind of, like I can see a lot of digital, I can see a lot of photo real.
So is scale important for this kind of trend board?
Yeah, well, I can see even with the hyper, I think in one of the ways it could be hyper is through scale. So like hyper scale,
Yeah.
like you could do a whole print story of flowers that are bigger, even if you just have one really big, beautiful bloom, and maybe it's photoreal, maybe it's got digital blurs on it, like spaced out around a garment, could look absolutely stunning. Yeah, so for the color chips, you'll see that they're not all the same, they're different sizes, and those color chips indicate color proportions and color usage. So the larger color chips that we see are the colors that you would have the emphasis on, whereas those tiny little bars of color would really just be accent colors or pop colors. It's not about that as much. You're just getting a little fun accent in there. So like what I can see here again is these beautiful darker kind of bluey indigo colors. That's the main picture, and it's also a large color chip. So I can kind of see that that's obviously key, and these deeper kind of reds and maroons.
So is it important to balance the color in a print?
Yeah, it's really important to get the color right. For me personally, I always feel like the customers see color first.
Yeah, of course.
Like even when I'm buying things, I'm not always buying it for the print. Like the color has to be perfect as well.
Yeah.
So color is key.
So why did you pick this flower based on the Hyperflower trend board?
Yeah, I mean, so the first thing is really just that this was painted at a really large scale.
Yeah.
So yeah, you don't really want to like expand things too much. They start to get blurry unintentionally. And you just know that you've got the scale right.
Yeah.
But as for the actual motif itself, I really like this interesting, like it's kind of more of a lily with the petals rather than any kind of rose or anything like that. And it actually reminds me of one of the images that I saw on that initial overarching board that had kind of petals, flowers with really interesting kind of petals. So I thought, this could be a nice place to start.
And I think the shape of it as well is kind of interesting.
Yeah.
I also feel there's so many different options you can actually do from this trend board, like we mentioned previously.
Yeah.
Like, you could have it really detailed, or you could have it as like a block color as well and have it really
more like stylized.
Yeah. I think it's really interesting how much you can do with one element as well.
Yeah, exactly. Which, like, again, it's like, which way do I want to take this? Like, there's so many options. I feel like sometimes that's the problem.
Yeah, too many options.
Too many choices. But that's not a bad problem to have.
Yeah.
Because see, then I just inverted that and I was kind of like, I kind of like that.
Yeah, that's cool.
And it looks different.
Yeah. I think it really sits with the trend board as well, like really well as well.
Yeah. So yeah, kind of like that.
Yeah, a bit moody.
A bit moody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. I think that blue and the red sit really nicely together as well.
Yeah, you can kind of see that on like a garment. And then I feel like it's kind of picking up these indigo colours that are in the colour palette that I dragged across from the colour board.
Yeah.
And then also in some of the reference. So I think I'm kind of happy with like those motifs, and I might start laying them out now.
Okay.
Or maybe I just want like 2 flowers
Yeah.
on this. So I definitely want to
really oversized.
Yeah, really oversized with a bit of space. Like I don't want anything too close together. And one might just feel a little bit lonely.
Yeah. Kind of more of a placement design, really.
Yeah, just getting that really nice.
Mm,
Yeah, because there aren't too many elements, making sure, yeah, that placement
yeah.
is perfect. And I am thinking about how this is going to repeat out. So at the moment, this is kind of like, even though it's your standard repeat, I'm thinking about like once it's extended out, it will kind of look like a half drop when you've got that one flower in the top left and then again in the bottom right, so that it will kind of,
Yeah, it won't be really
yeah,
kind
it's
of
not going to create a
blocky.
grid. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty happy with that. And I'll actually, yeah, send that off to our creative director and see if it's approved.
Yeah, great.